Hey guys, welcome back to Dark Expeditions, and I'm Brandon. And today we're going to be doing a video on the Davies community here in Walla Walla. So, in the late 1800s, the Davies community's leader systematically stole his followers' property, women, and values. And if you got offended by that statement, you were either ignorant or just as delusional as he was. By the end of this video, I hope you realize that stuff like this still happens. We are going to be going to the location of the Davies community right now, and I'll explain furthermore. Thank you. All right, so right now we are down Scenic Loop Road at the location where the Davies community was. And for those of you who don't know, there used to be a sign here that explained most of it or some of it, and it's not here no more. It was shot up, probably taken down. I'm not sure exact reason why, but let's get into it, guys. So William Davies, he was born 1833 and died 1906. He was born in Wales to a Methodist family. When William was 14, he converted to Mormonism. At the age of 21 in 1854, William immigrated to the Utah Territory. He joined the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And after the Mountain Meadows massacre, which killed 134 people, they blamed it on the Indians basically, but it was the Mormons who did it. After that, William, he was 24, he became skeptical of the leadership of the church and started following Joseph Morris, who challenged the authority of the Mormon leader, Brigham Young. When Joseph Morris was killed in the 1862 Morrisite War, William and many other Morrisites moved to Deer Lodge County, Montana. While staying in Montana, William told a series of revelations that instructed him to establish the kingdom of heaven on earth near Walla Walla. William and 40 others moved to Walla Walla in 1866 and eventually established a community on 80 acres near Scenic Loop Road. It's noted that William Davies legally owned everything within the kingdom of heaven. While here, William taught his followers that he was the archangel Michael, who previously was Adam, Abraham, and David. When William's son Arthur was born in 1868, William declared that Arthur was the reincarnation of Jesus Christ. After declaring his son as Jesus, the Davies community doubled in followers. These new followers came from San Francisco, California, and Portland, Oregon. A year later, William's other son, David, was born. He was declared God the Father, and it's noted that David was declared himself the Holy Spirit, which completed the three as the Divine Trinity. In the community, men and boys wore their hair long to show signs of strength, and all members were required to surrender their property to William, work for free, and occasionally members would work outside jobs to provide more income for the community. Davies is said to have expelled several followers for immorality just to claim their wives for his personal use. William would set women up in private houses so he could visit them at night, resulting in several children and abortions. And one of those women was the school teacher of the community, which he later on married when he went to down Mill Creek, which I'll explain later. Okay. Their worship day was on Sunday, and they abstained from pork, liquor, and tobacco. William Davies' right-hand man was Grosvenor Andrus, and he was in charge of punishing members and keeping authority. He also did all the trading for William. And William named him the Destroying Angel. It's because he was said to be a mountain of a man with a chest like a barrel and a fists made of rock with long auburn hair. And basically anyone who disagreed with William Davies, his Destroying Angel would take care of it and put them in line real quick. And that's documented. It was noted that no local people joined the Davies community, but they would attempt to convert local Indians. And William was scared to be labeled as a Mormon due to all the attacks from Mormons he witnessed in his life, but nonetheless, Walla Walla locals called him Mormon Davis. William then invited the Walla Walla statesman to his camp to convince the town that he was not a Mormon. In a letter to the Walla Walla Union, a Davies follower claimed that William believed that when old enough, his son would mate with his daughter and create a line of superior rulers. Just to make that clear, I'm pretty sure William Davies wanted his daughter and his own son to mate. So that's crazy. I have it numbered, so let's get back into the sequence. One of William's powers he claimed to have was raising the dead. This turned against him in 1879 when his wife died from diphtheria. A year later, both his sons died from the same disease. Some of William's followers sued him for all that they gave him, plus fair compensation for their hard work. The land was court ordered to be auctioned and the kingdom was closed. Some followers never lost faith. William moved to a camp he owned on Mill Creek and attempted to revive his community, but failed and moved to San Francisco with his new wife, the school teacher. His new wife was Miss Cornelia S. Perkins, and together they had a daughter who William claimed she was his former wife, he reincarnated to finish her mission. Very weird. So, in an interview with William Davies by Frank T. Gilbert, William goes to great lengths explaining his beliefs and how he is managing after the fallout of his community. In a lawsuit from the First National Bank of Walla Walla, D.S. Baker and John F. Boyer were defendants alongside William Davies. And those are some pretty big names here in history. In the end, William couldn't pay $3,000 in fines, even though he received $15,000 in donations recently to that time. It's just really crazy. There's a lot of stuff, a lot of corruption in this. It was a cult. I know it was like, a religious group, a religious community, but the things that William Davies did was not all right, and it turned it into a cult. And yeah, it was here. So there's a few other things I want to show you, but here's some more stuff. So all of the buildings have been removed in it's currently farm ground, which you can see right here. I actually worked for the person who owns these fields around here, and he was mentioning when I worked for him that when his grandpa or dad bought the property, there was still a house here, but it was torn down. And over here, when I was working, I found a piece of concrete. I ended up taking it home because I thought it was cool and it was part of the community before I knew too much about it. And not gonna lie, there was some haunted stuff going on, so I had to get rid of that piece of concrete. But yeah, this was it. William Davies is said to be buried out in Mill Creek at the Lions Cemetery. So yeah, we'll look more into that. So cool thing I just found, there is still concrete left here from the community, the Davies community. Let me just get a real quick shot around. And look, if you walk up here, look at right here. That is a piece of the Davies community that is still left right here. To me, it was just so fascinating when I took it home years back, and but bad stuff was happening, so I had to get rid of it. But there is still a piece of concrete out here. Pretty cool. Okay, so currently, oh shit, fucking turkeys. Okay, currently I'm walking up the draw. I talked to a guy who lives here and he said I could walk up here and go to the cemetery. I just gotta walk all the way up here and then turn to the right and I should be good. It is way over there. That's where I'm going. All right, guys. My apologies for my breathing, but I'm a little winded. But look it, we're here. This is the grave of William Walter Davies. And it is said that over here, there was a smaller one that just said WWD. And then this was next to it. So I'm assuming he's buried actually right here. And I'm going to check out the rest of the cemetery a little bit, but this is cool. There's a gravestone over here that says Miller. There's another one right there. I'll check it out some more. So I was trying to follow a path, but it didn't work out because it's so overgrown. But look at over there, you can see the statue. I'm gonna try to get over there. Some old brick. But you can see it's all overgrown. I'm not surprised if there's a bunch of animals living in here. Okay guys, just to let you know, I found out this information about this cemetery through a paper in 1989 by Tony Zabarchuk, and he basically described this place and came here and was talking about William Davies. But do not come here if you are not allowed to. Do not come here if you don't have permission. I'm pretty sure, like, I'm 100% certain these fields are property and you can't get on them. So please ask before you come. This is not super public, but yeah, this is pretty cool to see. It's way easier walking down. Okay guys, so we just got back from the Lion Cemetery. It was pretty cool to see it. I've never seen that before. And I don't know if I mentioned in the video that a lot of people who are residents along Mill Creek here, they're actually from the Davies community and related to. I'm not saying they're all related together, but a lot of them moved along Mill Creek and still their families are residents. And that doesn't mean, that they believe in the stuff that William Davies does. It's just, their descendants and stuff. It's just really cool to learn that history. Thank you for coming along with me. And yeah, I'll see you guys another time.